years ago, they set up the National Flood Insurance Program. And today it still is the largest provider of flood insurance, except that the largest protection gap that we see in the industry is around flood. So with that, what do you think we need to do? What's the rationale in terms of how insurance in the private market is beginning to get into flood, and walk us through, why, the likes of NFIP probably needs to be different, because as we're already seeing, this NFIP could expire at the end of the month here in September.
Yeah, and I think, it's really important to think that NFIP, as many know, it was really designed as an insurer of last resort to cover very high risk flood areas. And that's the way it's maintained over time, largely. And there's a lot of flood exposure that exists out of areas that the NFIP would either require or recommend people buy coverage. So the penetration rate, even with the NFIP program, in areas outside of the required flood zones that are near the water, in most cases, it's almost non-existent. So the private flood market has largely tried to solve the uninsured issue outside of NFIP required areas. Now, there is some overlap for sure, but the reality is most of the uptake we've seen is in areas that the NFIP policies are not really required, and we can have the underlying insureds understand the risk through a great agent. Usually, in a lot of cases, is independent agents that have done this work to get their own clients to understand what's really available, and that they should think about having this coverage for their own property.